Most business owners are a little bit surprised when we sit down and start working with them on an exit plan, when we talk to them about the number one driver of salability. And obviously, cash flow drives value, but creating a turnkey management team in a business creates salability. Remember, as an owner-operator, buyers are not buying you, they're buying the business. So in this episode, let's talk about how you can mitigate that and increase your salability when it's time to take your business to market. Now, we've dedicated this channel to the concept that the more you know, the better decisions that you'll make. So join me as I discuss buying, financing, growing, and selling privately held businesses. If you're a business owner, a first-time business buyer, or a trusted advisor, you've come to the right place. So if you enjoy this episode, hit like and subscribe, and let's get started. Salability as it relates to the buyer pool that your business will probably relate to. If you think about the pool of buyers being this big and synergistic buyers, meaning companies that are looking for add-ons that could replace you and run your company, that part of that pool is probably about that big. And then you're looking at financial and ex-business people maybe coming out of a corporate environment where they're looking for a business to actually buy and run. And that pool's that big. And what we're trying to do with replacing and building a turnkey management team is appeal to the biggest pool of buyers that you possibly can be. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, are you working on your business or in your business? Are you the key to the day-to-day operations of the business? And if so, have you identified and started to train your replacement? So the big question you have to ask yourself, and is really kind of a test, is what would happen to your business if you were trapped on a desert island for 3 months? Might be a fun test. But would you come back to that business and would it be up and running? Do you have people in place that can handle your orders, talk to sales, customers, do your checking, accounting, make sure that supplies are delivered or services are rendered, and just keep running that business on a day-to-day basis? So salability and that pool of buyers is really what we're talking about here. So let's take a couple of examples. The first example is a business that I sold about 5 years ago down in the Bay Area, and it's kind of the extreme example. It was a small HVAC company with 2 husband and wife teams. Now each of the husbands were in the field as project managers, quoting, supervising, both maintenance, installation, and construction, while the wives were embedded in the business, running the accounting functions, supply chain functions, managing HR. So when we first put them on the market, we had a real heart-to-heart discussion about salability. They wanted to continue to try and sell the company with 4 of them, trying to figure out how to replace them in the business. Put it on the market, was unsuccessful for about, I think we tried for about 9 months, and we just really didn't have anybody that came to the table. We had plenty of people look at the business because it was profitable, in a good market, good product mix between service and construction, but at the end of the day, nobody could get over the fact that they were going to have to replace everybody that was the decision maker or the business, and we just couldn't get it across the table. So we ended up having one couple buy the other couple out that was really ready to retire, both on a financial and mental readiness metric. And so they were able to do that, and we negotiated that, put it together. We then kept the business rolling for another about 18 months while both the remaining husband-wife team worked on finding their replacements, training, and bringing everybody up to speed for the couple that had just left, plus working on their own replacements. And once we did that and put it back on the market, then we ended up having multiple buyers and were able to close the transaction and ease them into retirement. The key here is that when the first couple bought out the second couple, and then kept it for another year, when we sold the business, we were able to get a premium because of that turnkey management. Profitability really hadn't changed that much, but we were actually able to get a premium of almost $1 million for the sale of that business. So replacing them, creating a turnkey management team, not only allowed this remaining couple to exit, but they actually picked up $1 million on top of that. So salability, turnkey management teams are really important. The second one is a little bit of the same example. We had a company here locally in Portland where the husband and wife were really the business. It was a granite and marble fabrication and installation company. The husband took care of the crews, meeting customers on site, doing actually the measuring for the granite tops, and then supervising those crews on delivery and installation, where the wife was responsible for the bidding, the accounting, the supply chain, and the HR for the company. Went about a year trying to sell that business, and because they were the business, we really didn't have anybody that came to the table with a serious offer to purchase the business. We then really worked on for about 12 months replacing both of them. The husband was able to reduce his work time at the office to about 4 hours a day, just working on meeting the customers and doing a measurement, but had a employee that he had hired to train to do the same thing. And the wife, who did the bidding, supply chain, accounting, we were able to bring in an individual, hire and train to take care of all of the bidding, all of the supply chain issues, and at the end of the day, the wife just had to be replaced with somebody that could handle the accounting function. So we were able to sell that business and get them into retirement as well. So again, the number one driver of salability, or one of the largest drivers of salability, after the cash flows of the business establish the value, is really a turnkey management team in place to make that transition possible and allow a new buyer to buy the business and not the former owners. Salability and a turnkey management team. So it really boils down to replacing the owner-operators, whether it's one husband and wife team, two, or multiple partners in the business that are going to be exiting, with a trained management team, so that the owners, while they retain the business during the sales process, are working on the business rather than being the business. So again, you want to position the business to appeal to the widest pool of buyers possible and increase that value, and hopefully be able to generate multiple offers for that business because it becomes so attractive to that whole pool of buyers. And for a buyer, what you're really doing is you're decreasing the risk to the new owner by replacing the owner-operators in the business with employees at market rate salaries, and then transferred the knowledge that the owner-operators have as well as the process to those employees, thus making the business more valuable, and more sellable. So I hope you found this video interesting. We look forward to seeing you on the next one.